Hello guys, so today I'm going to have a new video for you guys. It's going to be a PC build for this month. Uh, this is going to be a Mini ITX system, around $1,500, so it's pretty expensive, but these are good quality parts. And Mini ITX systems are usually going to be more expensive anyways than your average ATX system, just because they've got to cram a whole bunch of stuff into a smaller form. Uh, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately. I wish it was the other way around. But let's start out with the CPU. So I went with the Intel Core i5 6600K. The reason I went with the 6600K is so we can overclock it and get even more performance for it. And I actually have one of these right now. I'm using, and it's great. I have like my FPS went up way more. I was using an AMD 6300 before. This thing destroys it. But anyways, just so you know, it does not come with a CPU cooler. You do need to buy one. And for this one, we've got the Corsair H110i. This is a 280 millimeter radiator size, so it's pretty big. It's two 140 millimeter fans, so big fans, but it also moves a lot of air. For the ITX board, we're going to go ahead and with the Gigabyte GA Z170N Gaming 5. I have the Micro ATX version. I love it. It's the best Micro ATX version they have for the Z170. Just because of the looks anyways. They all have the same chipset, but this is the best looking one. For the ITX, this was my favorite one. And I know their system really well. For overclocking, I like their BIOS setup. It's really simple and clean looking, but it only has 2 channel for memory, so we're going to get two 8 gigabytes to equal 16 gigabytes of DDR4. This is made by Corsair. Oh, that's a tiny picture. Red, kind of match with what's going on. Corsair makes good stuff, but this just happened to be pretty good price. And that's it for memory. Memory's not too big of a deal. For storage, we're going to go with the boot drive. That's 250 gigabytes. That's a Samsung 850 EVO, so it's pretty fast. You could go with the smaller size if you want. 120 gigabyte will be enough for your operating system and a few other things, but 250 is better in my opinion, because I have a 120 for my boot drive, and I kind of wish I had a little bit bigger one in there, because you can go through that space really quickly. So that's why we're going to follow it with the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1 terabyte hard drive. I have one of these in one of my other computers. I've had zero problems with it, and I've had it for about 3-4 years now. And then you also have all that space for your games, because 250 gigabytes is not going to cut it for games. And then for the video card, I went with the GTX 1080, 8 gigabyte turbo. I went with the blower style cooler because this is a Mini ITX system, so everything's kind of crammed pretty close, and this will help exhaust air straight out the back rather than pulling air from the bottom up. And then for the case, I really like this case. This is probably the best looking Mini ITX case that I've seen, and it does hold the 280 millimeter radiator in this thing. This little tiny case can hold that. It also has, you can hold a full size power supply, which is good, and you can see that it has different mounting points, so you can have multiple different sized fans, which is nice. And then you got 2 USB 3, a headphone and microphone jack, and there's, I believe that's the reset button. That's the power button. And it does have a window, so you can see all your cool stuff inside. Big old huge fan right there. It does come with that. And then the fan filter, that's always nice. No one wants dust in their computer. That's not good. And then this is really cool. It has a, you can actually mount the radiator and just slide this little bracket in there. That's helpful, and you can do that way easier than having to hold it kind of weird and screwing it into the top of the radio, or the wherever you're going to mount it. But one thing that I do like about the Fantex cases that I've seen is they always seem to include these little brackets right here. uh, that can help you keep your cables under control. God, I can't talk today. But you can fit two 3.5-inch drives. You can. It looks like there's an SSD spot right there, actually. And you can. There's a nice big old tray right there to help keep dust out. There's another spot for a drive. There's a lot of stuff in this case. You can, for the size, it's pretty darn good. And if it, yeah, it doesn't. I was gonna say if it has 5.25-inch bays, you can actually get hot swap bays and put more drives in there as well. I have two in mine that I'll probably end up turning into hot swap bays so I can put more drives in there. But for the last thing we're gonna do is look at the EVGA Supernova 750 watt, 80 plus gold certified, fully modular ATX power supply. What a mouthful. But I went with this one because 80 plus gold certification is good because it means your power supply will be more efficient than a bronze or lower. And the price was pretty good for fully modular one. So you can get fully custom sleeved cables if you so choose in the future. What the cables that do come with it, if I can ever find a picture, are all black, which is really nice. A lot of times you'll see them and they have like crummy multi-colored cables that are just nasty looking, like ketchup and mustard and stuff like that. It's just gross. But anyways, that is it. It uses apparently a total of 357 watts, so you will have more room in the future. With the 750 watts, you can add another graphics card or whatever. That is good. Anyways, that is it. I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know what you guys would do for a Mini ITX system around the same price or whatever. I personally like this one. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later.